Hey y'all, we back at it again and again and again with the finale episode of season 2 of Fast and Wine, please. It's your girl Sydney.
It's Mia.
And we are missing Sierra, but we had to get it done. And we miss you, and we hope you are feeling better, girl. Look, she got to do what she got to do.
We're going to do what we're going to do.
The podcast will still be here, okay? Y'all can miss her. Y'all can just miss her for this episode. But yeah,
all the we go to the dramatics. No, but for real, it is like sad. Like last season was pretty sad too. I feel like at the end it was like, oh no. And we started reflecting on like life and shit.
I know, too much. We spent too much time away. We're not going to spend as much time away this time.
Yeah.
We will be coming back for season 3, but y'all know we like to elevate each season. So give us some grace.
Yes.
Give us some grace.
Thank y'all for sticking. What am I trying to say? Sticking in it with us.
Yes. But yeah, you were right. We haven't seen each other
in a while. Yeah, it's just been a lot of SHIT going on. A lot of shit.
Malarkey.
Yeah.
Life is lifey. Like Sierra likes to say, life is lifey.
It hasn't stopped. But I mean, at the end of the day, life is good. We can't complain. We're blessed and highly favored at the end of the day. But goddamn, and I'm off my hiatus.
Ooh, she's back, y'all. She's back.
This is probably, I think, because I had some wine yesterday and I spiked it with tequila. But then this might be my second glass of wine.
You didn't even spike it. I would never do that. I think I did it once at Sierra's 21st birthday party when she had us wear. Did we have to wear white? I think we had to wear all white.
You mean at the venue thing? She had something at the venue.
Yeah. But I didn't spike it, but I had red wine, and then I think I also had like Hennessy that night. When I went, it was not a good night for me when I went home.
I remember that night.
Yeah.
Oh boy. All right, what are we drinking?
We are drinking, thanks to my wonderful sister,
Only Wineries Wild Berry Blast. Smooth blush grape wine bursting with wild berry flavors, refreshingly sweet with an atomic kick, and it's 14%. This is new. Our percentage. Ooh, wow.
It smells very good though. Like it smells like a fruity drink. Yeah. But it doesn't give syrupy. So let's see. It's good. I like it. You definitely, it's sweet, it's smooth. You get the notes of the berry, like it does. Wild berry. I taste more wild berry first.
I taste a lot of grape.
Okay, so you get the grape first. I get it after. Like I feel like it tastes like a wine after you finish sipping it.
Yeah.
But initially, no, it's just straight wild berry.
But it tastes really good. Like it's not that super sweet. It's sweet, but it's not super sweet. Like we had, what was that? XXL.
The XXL was straight syrup. Like this is not syrup. I don't know what they did, but XXL might need to take notes from our local winery in Maryland, because this is a Maryland winery. So yeah, I think she got this at a wine fest. That's something like we need to do. Yeah.
We've been saying we're trying to get into it and we never make it.
I will be free.
Not how you're supposed to pour it.
I was in school this summer. I will not ever be in school ever again in life. If I do, check me in to go see the lady, okay? Because no.
What you talking about?
I don't ever want to go back to school ever again.
Oh, after this?
Yeah, and if I do, then ask me if I'm okay, basically, because...
Speaking of school, I'm tired of the shootings and the violence. Like, chill.
We couldn't even go to homecoming.
That's what I'm saying. I wasn't going anyway, but it's just crazy that, like... And people just kept saying, oh my gosh, like, out of all days to do this on homecoming, especially blah blah blah. But in my head, I'm just like,
any day, like, it doesn't make it right. Okay.
None of it is okay
at all.
You can't even. I don't know. It's just the places that we feel like we're supposed to be feeling safe. We don't anymore.
And my main issue is the people that are coming on these campuses to do this don't understand the magnitude of it because they're not sacrificing anything.
Yeah.
They're not sacrificing in education. They're not sacrificing whether they're putting themselves through school or their parents are helping them. They're not sacrificing thousands of dollars. And it's like you catch up and you read that, you know, the people that were on Morgan State's campus were from PG County.
Yeah.
And they weren't even in school. So what did they have doing up,
Right,
you know,
up
what
there
business
anyway.
did they have doing up there? Same thing with Bowie. I don't think any of them went to the school.
No, most of them didn't. I mean, people was just out and about for real. They knew the homecomings were there.
Right.
So people were just going. And I saw a lot of arguments just like Morgan State shouldn't be an open school campus, and this is why it shouldn't because people are just moseying, which is true to an extent, but that doesn't leave room for people to still just do what they do and come on campus and shoot shit up.
Right.
And the guy, I don't even think he went to Morgan.
Yeah, none of them went. Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's just other areas that I feel like need to be addressed first before people start throwing blame on the little shit that has really nothing to do with.
Yeah, it's not the school. It's just unfortunately affecting the school.
Yeah.
Because now I saw where they're thinking of building a wall up around Morgan.
A wall?
Yeah, build the wall.
A wall? I did not see that.
Yeah, I saw it just like earlier in the week. So I think it's just like speculation right now. But it's a shame that like schools have to consider this.
Yeah.
And we really need to, it's not just like a local problem. It's like a national issue with like fucking gun control. Like we need to figure out how to like move forward in a better posture, not just be like, oh, thoughts and prayers. We're gonna do fucking drills. Like
what is that doing? We've been doing drills since we were in pre-K.
right.
Like none of that has helped.
Yeah, because then I logged on Twitter last night and there was a shooting at a state fair. So like it's not just it doesn't,
and it's starting to feel like it's a trend. Like, what the hell?
And you can't go anywhere. I could step out. God forbid, I could step outside. You could be in your neighborhood. You could be at the shopping center. You could be at the gym, the movies. Like, come on now. Yeah. Speaking of movies, Beyonce is like, yeah. And I don't know. I don't care, y'all. Y'all better not be in that damn movie theater trying to do the damn moves. Sit your ass down.
I have a feeling people are.
I would throw popcorn.
But if you think about it, like I don't know. Especially for someone who didn't go to the concert, they're gonna be hyped.
Well, yeah, but that's some shit for the streaming at home.
Body seats this in the back, so you're not in nobody's way.
Exactly.
How about that? That's what she's saying.
Exactly.
But yeah, I'm excited for that. I was just in the movies the other day, Friday.
What did you go see? What is in the movie there? What, Mia? What? I don't know you. I don't know. That stuff scares me. Like,
It's not even. It's just gruesome.
oh yeah, Saw. It's not no devil shit.
No.
Okay, yeah, I
No,
can't
you
do.
talking about like paranormal.
Yeah,
stuff?
I can't do the devil shit. Like no. Mm-mm.
No, I saw. It was pretty good. I do feel like I've seen all the Saws. Mind you, this one's on number 10. But I feel like it got a little soft. Like it was still gruesome and nasty as shit and cringy in some areas. But you never saw Jigsaw like until the end. I'm not gonna give it away for nobody. I'm gonna shut up. But
I mean, I didn't know they were at number 10. Like, wow.
that shit crazy. But yeah.
Yeah, the topic for today, we're going to end the season on a good note for everybody. Moving on, like, it's something that we've I feel like I've kind of been forced to get good at it. And I don't even know if that's a good thing. But I do think that, like, you know, with everything, there's balance. But, like I said earlier, we got to figure out how to move on better with fucking gun control. We got to figure out how to move on from people, relationships, habits, you know, all of it. I feel like recently we both have the first thing we tried to do is the habit thing.
Yeah. I think a lot of people talk a lot about hustling hard and going to get it, but they don't talk about like the stuff that comes with it, especially moving on. Because with hustling and grinding and doing what you got to do, going for your goals, reaching for your dreams, all that stuff, like you're going to lose a lot of shit along the way. People, I don't know, it's just
and versions of yourself. I think
yeah.
that's what it's like. Oh, like shit.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff that you thought you knew, you're realizing that, oh no,
it's all a lie.
Especially
at this age. At this age, it's all a lie.
It's a lie, y'all. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's like, I don't know. It's hard enough. Like, I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's already hard. I don't know. It's just hard unlearning the things you already knew, like, and trying to, like, make sense of the person that you're becoming. And I don't know how to explain.
But I will say, I've stopped trying to make sense of it all. Like, I had a situation where, when I'm telling you, it did not make sense at all. And then Friday it all clicked, and I was like, oh, okay, so it wasn't supposed to make sense until it finally made sense. And sometimes it's like, it's one of those things where you're in that moment, and sometimes it might take a year for it to make sense. And that's what really be grinding my gears. Like, who really, and I, like, that's faith. Because who really wants to wait to see the bigger picture? I want it now. Exactly. I want it now, whether it's money, whether it's, like, you know, the fucking family, the goals, like, all of it. I want it now. Like, snap my fingers, close my eyes.
Man, leaning on faith, that's crazy, because I feel like in my journey recently, I've learned that, I don't know if I've said this before, that I like control. And it ties a lot into me, like, wanting to know what's next, or knowing how I'm going to get it, and when I don't have that, I lose my mind. But recently it's just forcing me to, like, test my faith more, and that I'm going to be okay, or that what I want and what I desire is going to come from me, or I already have it. Type shit. So, like, what's the hardest thing you feel like you've had to move on recently from?
I wouldn't say it's a recent thing that I had to move on from. I think that, like, I kind of made myself get busy. Like, you know, we had an episode on here where I talked about, you know, the situation that I had at my job. And then, you know, I had another situation kind of happen in terms of, like, relationship. And they both happened at the same time. And it was easier to focus on the job thing than it was. Like, I really was just like, hey, like, I feel like for maybe, like, 3 months, I was down. But after that, I was like, yeah, like, and then time came back around, and I was like, I kind of, like, ignored that. And it's like, I moved on from it, but it's like,
but did you really?
Yeah. Like, I didn't really, like, take the steps to, like, move on it to the point that, like I was telling my therapist, like, it made me think about things that I wasn't thinking about. You know how everybody gets those, like, we're getting older in age, like, I don't have this and that. Like, it made me think about that. I think just because of what happened. And I had to kind of, like, sit back and be like, oh, I don't ever want to be bitter. So let me, like, actually really, like, even if I think I moved on and I'm fine, like, but, like, I just kind of, like, want to make sure. So I wouldn't say that it's, like, a recent thing, but it's kind of, like, just making sure that, like, I'm doing the self-work and not just, like I said, I feel like to a certain extent, I've gotten so good at moving on that it's like, oh yeah, I could brush it off. And because I do understand that, like, there's better, like, bigger, better, whatever.
I think the hardest thing for me was, like, I've lost a lot of relationships this year. And then I was, like, thinking about it, and I feel like when we say relationships, we jump to, like, intimate or, like, friendships. But I didn't realize that, like, my grief obviously counts as relationships, right? But I don't want to, it was hard for me to say that I'm moving on, but instead I'm just kind of accepting the fact that, you know, I don't have these relationships physically with me anymore, but internally I have them. The recent breakup that I had, I subconsciously, I think a lot of shit subconsciously is just still sitting there.
You still been having them dreams?
I don't have the dreams about her, but the dreams of how we ended involve my new partner now. And I'm just like, oh no.
Yeah, that's
Oh, no.
subconscious,
So it's
like
just
kind of maybe telling you.
Yeah. So it's like moving on from that is, I consciously, like, I don't think about this girl. Like, I don't, that's not in the back of, or in my head, but I don't know. It's really weird. So it's like, damn, did I really move on?
Exactly. Yeah, that's the same thing. And it's crazy because I was thinking the other day, I was like, because I was telling one of my friends, like, sometimes you get to a point where, well, me, I don't even want to talk because I can't make sense of it. Like, I don't want to talk because I can't form the words. But then it's like, if you sit and talk to your friends, you realize, like, we went through the same thing, maybe like a year apart from each other.
That's facts. I didn't even realize how
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like for both of us to be saying like, yeah, it was nothing to like move, like literally drag my foot forward.
Right.
And take that next step the next day. It was nothing, but it's like the subconscious, like you said, where it comes up or you start thinking something. And it's like, I really wouldn't be thinking like this if this didn't happen.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's really like, how do you move on from that?
I don't know. Like, I don't know. I think a lot of it might just come with just accepting it being what it is.
Yeah. And that, sometimes I feel like, okay, that was that person's journey and I wasn't supposed to be in it. Or like the lesson I had this week was kind of like like you can look at something as a denial. And in that moment, it may very well seem like a denial, but good Lord, Heavenly Father, Jesus, like God will literally be like, "Ha, here you go," and it's like, what? Like, and it'll be like something that you feel like you don't even deserve. Like, what? And it's like it'll make you feel like every single thing that happened had to happen because of like, you know, all the bad led up to the good. And it sucks that it has to be like that, but
I don't know, it's preparing us for, you know, something bigger that, you know, we can't see at the end of the day. And like I've never really had like a lot of friends. But I feel like I lost two important people in my life, as far as friends and people that, you know, I thought were going to be around for the long haul. And I think that's very hard. And a lot of people don't really talk about, like, it's always this, like, oh, you lose friends along the way. Like, it's okay. Like, that's supposed to happen in life. But why make it seem so, what's the word? Normal. Yeah. Like, okay. I mean, yeah, that's fine and all. But no, like, I really cared about this person. I valued our friendship, etc., etc. So moving on from that is hard. I feel like even to this day, like those two friends are still on my mind.
So can I ask you a question? One of them, the one that I know you're talking about, because I think I know the other. Okay. But I feel like both of them, maybe you didn't get closure from.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that has something to do with it because it also like I think in terms of like what we went through with relationships, it's the same thing. Like that's the same thing. That's crazy. But also in terms of friendships, do you think you need both of them? Do you think you need to move on from both of them? Or I feel like one of them maybe is like reapproaching and rethinking, you know? Yeah.
So you're asking, do I feel like I need to move on from those?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's hard for me to answer that because like, it's like a tug of war kind of thing. Like I have my days where I'm just like, shit, man, like if they are on your mind so bad, then just say something, you know? I think a lot of it is my pride. I'm not afraid to admit that. But then it's just like, okay, like I know I'm on like a different path. Like I'm not the same Nia that they knew. So is it appropriate for me to try to rekindle a relationship that maybe isn't for my life path right now. I don't know. Like, is it something that I should let happen if it's supposed to happen? Is it something I'm supposed to just listen to my heart? It's very confusing, you know? And especially with one of the relationships, I feel like I tried multiple times and I don't get anything back. So for me, I'm having
that with that person may not be like you said, the time that you spent to, you know, elevate yourself and take yourself to the next forward, to the point where you can like declare today that you're not the same Mia. That person may not be for that journey. But I think that maybe the other person, like what you just said, you're not the same Mia. I don't think that person is the same person either.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
So it can always be one of those things where like people are finding themselves and trying to move on to different versions of themselves. So like, in the moment, because like if we're being honest, like we haven't talked in I don't know how long, and I don't think any of it has been intentional. But like even with some of my other friends that I haven't talked to in forever, I'm like sometimes I overthink shit. I'm like, oh my God, is this person like
upset?
Is this person upset? Like, did I miss something? Did I forget a birthday? Like, what's going on? Like, to the point where like I was talking to my therapist the other day and I was like, I really think a part of it is like me being scared that like doing the work that I need to in myself, like I know I will lose people, and it's like that's scary. Like it is scary. So I think it's one of those things where like for me, like I'm like, okay, I kind of want to make sure that like my people understand like it's not anything personal, but right now I'm doing the work for myself. And sometimes people are good at explaining it in that moment, and sometimes people are good at coming back after and being like, hey, I was working on myself, and you know, whether we had a conversation or not, you know, if in this moment, like how I was wrong. Like I can maybe right now, like I can see that. Yeah. But
that's so crazy you said that, Sydney. Like I literally was talking. I feel like I'm just talking to my boo about a lot of shit. But anyway, it wasn't about anyone specifically, but it was just about like us growing and losing people along the way and being scared of losing those like very, very close to us, you know, and I feel like in those moments where we're like questioning, like is so-and-so mad at us or whatever, like I just got made. I'm not even gonna hold y'all. Damn, what was I saying?
I feel like you were about to say like maybe like we just need to ask or
along those lines, just like check in and see what's going on, but being afraid to like lose those ones closest to us, and I don't know, just kind of not saying anything, but we're in like this, we're literally in your own bubble.
And sometimes I feel like sometimes you can go days like with realizing that like, oh shit, I ain't talked to nobody today. Oh damn. Besides,
do you feel like you get comfortable in that though sometimes too? Just like I know I do. Like
that may be one of those things where like you're an older sibling. So like and me like being a younger sibling. I wouldn't say that I don't get comfortable in it, but I think that like me sometimes being like the younger sibling, like I said, like sometimes I feel the need, even though I know like Sydney, this is your time to pour into yourself. Sometimes I still feel the need to like check in on people when I really need to be checking in on myself. And I think that's because it's like I know I can get comfortable in it. Like my parents like to laugh at me, but they'd be like, oh, you came out your bubble, like you came out your hole, and it's like, see y'all later, going back, like going back.
Yeah, that's crazy. I enjoy being in my bubble sometimes. And I be feeling bad because I do think about my friends and loved ones and just like, oh, I haven't talked to them in a minute, and I still won't text them. But like I'm praying for them.
Exactly.
Like I don't have the capacity
telepathy
the capacity to, I don't know, say something or reach out. I don't know. It's kind of like a tug of war kind of thing again, but
especially when you're like when you're going through stuff, because like I have a friend that I basically like was texting today, and I'm like you don't have to talk about anything, like, but if you just like need me to pull up and sit there, that's fine with me.
Yeah.
I can sit in silence all day.
Okay. That's my favorite thing to do.
Yeah, like,
yeah.
But sometimes that's what makes me feel like, am I too good at moving on? Because I feel like I can wake up and really be like, damn, like my heart hurts. Like I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I just be like, try.
She took you the same thing. She took the words right out of my mouth. That's crazy. Yeah. It's the battle between like pushing through and I don't know,
falling into the abyss.
Yeah, it's very, very hard. I don't even know, because it's a lot of like these past 2 weeks, I would say I've been feeling like I needed to cry, right? And I can't cry, and I don't see. It was a point before therapy even started.
That's because she
like before therapy even started, though, no lie, like I was like, I don't like crying, I don't cry, but now it's just like, no, I enjoy crying, I enjoy letting my emotions off or whatever. Now when I can't do it, it's upsetting,
because it's like what's blocking me.
And I've had like family and whoever just asked me like, yeah, Mia, what's going on, like you're quiet, and I'm like, I have all these emotions, I know how I'm feeling, but I literally cannot express it.
And sometimes people get mad when you can't express it, especially family. And I think that's hard. Especially with family, because it's like they start looking at you like, and then it like sometimes it makes you think like, is it like, I know that I can, especially when you fall into the abyss, because I feel like I've fallen into the abyss and literally like had to crawl out, like like the Get Out movie when he's like in space, like
literally that's all I want to see. I think
yes, bro, and it's like
I'm not moving, like I'm
like,
trying.
How?
Yeah,
like I can't call off of work another day. I can't be sick another day. My great granny cannot die again.
Okay,
like, please.
It'd be a lot. And you had what you say? Most days, I don't know, just what did you say? Shit, this shit is fucking this wine. It's messing me up right now. I had the thought, I lost it, and then I had it, now I lost it again. Dang. I don't know. Some days are just harder than others to kind of just wake up and be like, okay, Mia, get it together. Feel your emotions, but keep going. Like, do not give up. Like, that shit is hard. And in terms of that and moving on, oh, that's what you just said. Like, do I move on too fast? I would agree with you. Like, I feel like I kind of do too. I still suppress a little bit. And kind of just, I think it's been embedded in my head that life is still going, so you got to keep going.
And and I don't think that's fair. Like, I know that life isn't fair, but I do think that we can get a chance. We should be able to get a chance to deal with what we're going through mentally, no matter how big or small somebody else on the outside views it, because it's like, it could be that one little thing that could really like take someone to the next step that they can't come back from. So allowing somebody to deal with that, I think like is important. And because it might start spilling over to your job or something, if you don't. So it's like, when it gets to that point, then what do? Do you tell them like, oh, nobody gives a fuck, like you got to keep moving on? Because I think that's why I got so good at moving on, because it's really like nobody cares. Like,
I hear that so many times. I'm just like, damn. In my head, I'm like, to an extent, it's kind of true. Yeah. But I think the bigger piece of it is like, it's going to eventually get harder if you don't address the way that you're feeling, like internally, emotionally, and all that stuff. Man, and even moving on from my career that I thought was my like purpose and calling, baby, that shit was hard. It still kind of is, because, man, I don't know. It's like, for me, I'm big on like, as far as my career, like doing something that I was called to do or is my purpose and that I love doing. Of course, I'm not saying we're gonna wake up every day, oh, I can't wait to go to work. No, that's not that. I'm just saying like,
you feel fulfilled.
Yeah. And I thought physical therapy was that, and I was fighting. I feel like at a certain point I was fighting for it, of course, for my goal, but then it became like a fight that I wasn't really in anymore. It was I didn't want to do. And I had to make that or be honest with myself rather, and say, hey Mia, like, you know, you are, I guess, soulfully being pulled away from this career. Like, listen, follow it. And because I feel like if I just stayed in it, I was just gonna be miserable. Yeah, wasted money, a lot of money and time. So the journey of that kind of just sucks ass because I feel like in my situation, like PT was kind of all I knew. So now I'm trying to figure out. It feels like I'm starting over.
But that sucks. You've also like acquired skills that are like potentially transferable, especially with like a part of what you have to do is like customer service, knowing how to talk to people, knowing how to deal with people. Like that takes you a long way. But I kind of had the same thing again. Like, and the crazy thing is, like, you came talk to me, like, how did you know? Like, how did you feel good with, like, moving on past, like, the lawyer stuff? I'm back there again.
To the lawyer stuff?
No, not to the lawyer stuff, but I think I've kind of realized that, like, that's not even the person I want to turn into. Nothing against lawyers, but I've worked around them long enough to know that that's not the person that I want to turn into, and that's not the vision I see for my life. Monetary wise, it would be great, but I never wanted to be a lawyer for the money. I always felt that I would be so good at what I did that the money would come regardless. But like, I had a job interview. I found out that out of 60 applicants, I got to the last round. It was down to me and one other person. I didn't get the job. I didn't understand. Like, I really did not get. I'm like what? Like, I was even telling
like, no way.
I was telling everybody, like, I knew it was down to me and one person after something that they asked, but then I was kind of like shocked, you know, that I didn't get it. And I told myself if I didn't get it, I was gonna ask, but I was so blown that I was like, yeah, I don't, you know, thanks, fine, cool. And then almost like a week later, the lady that I would have been working for reached out to me. Like, she couldn't give me the job because she saw me for something better, and then was like listening to me in the interview and was like, it sounds like this is what you want to do. And I was like, that's crazy, because I've never said it out loud. Like, I've never told anybody, because I've always been, lawyer, you would be great. And for me, it was something that like people always told me. Yes. You let me think it's your head, man. And then I started thinking, like, and it's crazy that you get these thoughts after you graduate with a degree, or after you choose to go back to school to acquire another degree.
And growing.
But regardless, I think that like the skills that I got from, you know, the degrees that I have now will help me move forward. But it's like, just because somebody tells you that you can be something or should be something and you see yourself as that, I think that like as you grow into an individual and an adult, if that changes, like, it's okay. But you gotta it's not gonna, I feel like it's not gonna be as easy as it was when we were younger.
Oh no, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Because now we gotta fund the changes, we gotta fund
everything.
We gotta do all the work.
It was like, as kids, you know, it's so easy for your parents to like just throw you into stuff. You really have no control over that. But now as like adults, what really makes you happy? You know, what's kind of, like you said, the type of person you want to be, what spaces do you want to be in? I mean,
and then I think like a lot of the stuff that we did as children, like, was more creative, and now we want to get back to that. Like you said, like, what fulfills you and what is like what fuels your purpose. Because like for me, what I'm doing now, I still like it. Like, I think the criminal justice field aligns with what I want to do, because like I see the need for change. But like what I do now is a lot of helping people stay in the position that they're in. And it's like, this is not fulfilling me. Like, I used to work with kids, or I used to at least be able to see like a transition like in kids and stuff like that. And it's like, sometimes it's not until you go do something else that you're like, oh wow, dang.
Exactly.
I actually missed something that I never thought I'd want to do. I don't want to be with those naughty kids. Hello.
Yeah. A lot of this shit comes with just like putting yourself out there
Yeah.
more. And boy, that's another hard thing to do in terms of moving on.
Yes.
Like,
even with friendships, dating,
Yes.
like all that. Like I had a coworker that I went out to drink with, and we were talking, and we were like, "Girl, why did we never talk to each other at work for real? Like until like my last week there. Like why did we get close the last week at work? Like what is going on?" But it's like you said, putting yourself out there, whether it's moving on from a friendship, a job. I mean, moving to, because
yeah,
moving
like that.
on to,
moving
yeah,
on to.
like yeah.
I like that. Yeah. Wow. I think
So
like,
maybe that's what it should be switched to, instead of moving on
and just
moving
like
towards and moving forward.
Yeah.
Yes. We've created a movement. You guys.
I've been sitting here thinking about like, coming to terms with like that everything is temporary, right? So is that like, I don't know if it's like a negative.
The next relationship I get in
positive
won't be
something.
temporary.
Period.
They stuck with me
I don't want it to
forever.
be temporary. Period. The fed put a ring on her finger. Aren't you a size 2 or something?
What? I feel like she just came for me. Like what?
She wears a size 2.
It's giving 5, 6. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
I was just talking shit. Anyway, coming into terms with like, you know, things are here for a season, you know. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, I'm a nurturer, low key. And I just want to hold on to the things that are making me happy. You know, why I gotta be taken away? Why I gotta be stripped?
But and it's like, it's crazy because like it might be making you happy. No, actually, I don't know what I was gonna say because it makes you happy.
What?
I don't know. I think I got meat.
I think so too.
I think I got
I
meat.
don't know what you
I think I got meat because like it makes sense in my head.
So say what you was gonna say.
No, because I'm about to start sounding like Dr. Umar or something. They gonna be like,
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. No, that shit is scary though. Oh man, moving on is
yeah. But I think like sometimes the best thing you can do is not take stuff personal. Even if something is done to you, like I promise you, it has nothing to do
9 times out of 10 it doesn't.
with you. Yeah, like 9 times out of 10 it doesn't, and 9 times out of 10 you end up in situations like that because people aren't doing the work that they need to do on themselves, and it ends up carrying over to work, relationship, habits. I mean,
Ooh, we didn't even talk about habits. Girl.
but I mean, it's like I posted something on social media last year, but it's like the habits and the choices that we make now will affect us in the future. Like, and it might seem like that decision that you made to do something on a Friday night, like it might seem small now, and then
later you
that
realize, like,
shit
oh,
will blow up. Like the decision that you made to quit your job, like it might seem all cool now, and it might blow up and you become a fucking multimillionaire.
Yeah.
Like there are good and bad things, but it's like be intentional about the choices you make, be intentional about the habits that you build. Like
I would definitely just say just trust in yourself.
yeah, because if you
know,
if you hear something multiple times,
Yeah, and that thing, like where people would try to get in your head. I mean, I'm not saying like don't take heed and listen to the support that you have around you, but when people start saying like, oh, like you would be good at this, or you should try this, and da 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 da, thank you, but this is kind of what I'm feeling. Follow that.
Yeah.
You know, like I said in one of the episodes, the worst thing you can do is live in a life of someone else's perception of yourself. That is the last thing you want to do, you know, and like, you know, we say put yourself out there.
Yeah,
You
and
never
what
know
Beyonce say, the people will catch on. The right people will catch on, like they will, and that like that's really I think the most important part. Like the right people will catch on. Shoot, if you lose them along the way, you might find them again. So yeah.
What about moving on into this new year? I'm scared. don't know about you.
I'm scared but excited because I kind of always feel like the fourth quarter of the year is it's like one of those things where like I go through like these transformation periods and then it's like bam, blessing. So
Bam.
so I'm not excited or scared for the new year. I've also kind of like tried to stop looking at the new year like waiting for something big to happen, waiting for some change, because that can happen now. Today.
Yeah, exactly. Tomorrow, you never know.
So in the new year, I honestly want more freedom and more fun. Like I need to go on 3 full vacations. How do y'all be doing it? For real? Because
I'm joking.
half of the millennials don't make over $100,000 a year. So I just would like to know how y'all are doing it. Thank you.
I think, I'm definitely going to continue to be intentional about the things that I do and say. I think every year, like you said, I look forward to this big break or blessing that's supposed to happen. Forgetting that every day I am blessed. Every day I am blessed.
What song is that?
Hold on, I think I'm messing up the melody.
It sounds like you was trying. I'm about to say it sounds like you was trying to give Afro beats.
Yeah.
And I was giving Jill Scott. Blessed.
Okay.
Blessed.
Okay. I mean, there's nothing wrong with 2 different versions.
Yeah.
Blessed. Anyway. So what was that? Oh, we were talking about the new year. I'm really getting meat. I think I had more than you.
Oh yeah. Well, but actually before the new year though, we want to do a
coat drive, some type of drive,
clothing drive. We'll give more information. We're trying to figure out what demographic we want to give back to, whether that be like college kids or like do something for the homeless. But now that I think about it, with all like the homecoming stuff and like stuff that happened at both of our schools, I do think maybe we should focus more towards like giving back. Yeah. Like maybe doing like a spring semester care package for, like a...
Yeah, I'm with all that. Because I was leaning, when we were talking about it, I was like, okay, I think like a college realm sounds more like what we should be doing. Or it felt like.
Because if I was in college and y'all was coming up on my campus trying to shoot, which I'm not thinking about it, that might have happened at Frostburg because people used to always come there. But let me get back to the point. I wouldn't want to go out the next day. Like I don't know like how I would respond to something.
And I would date like even that and moving on. Like
as a child and a parent.
Yes.
I'd snatch my kid. You ain't going to college.
I heard so many parents that came up there like it was 9/11 type shit and got their kid because I don't know, and then to send them back to a space where, you want them there focusing on their education and having fun in college or whatever, but the worry of them being hurt.
I be calling my kid every weekend. You going to a party? Where is it? Like, call me when you get there. Call me when you get back. Text me in the middle of the party, please. Like, I need to know everything.
It's just like, how can you blame them? And then, like, I don't know. I listened to the address from the Morgan State president, and I'm just still trying to figure out, like, okay, how are y'all about to move on from this? What is the next step to prevent this from happening? And I think the bigger thing is, like you said, the gun laws. Like that, for somebody, I'm about to walk up in the goddamn office and write it my damn self.
I unfortunately don't think they'll care until it affects their kids.
Yes.
Yeah.
You just saying everything I was talking to somebody else about.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who is somebody else? Girl, she talk about somebody else when she knows she mean her boo.
I really don't remember who that was. She was with. I feel like I heard it, honestly, listening to a podcast or something. That nobody's going to care until it affects Trump's daughter or some shit. Because that's how they talk about is Trump. Anyway. So. Stay
tuned for the, it's not a giveaway.
I'm really giveaway.
Get it together.
Stay tuned for the clothing drive.
Yes.
For more information, if you follow us on social media, follow us on Instagram at Pass the Wine Please, PLS. On Twitter at Pass the Wine Pod. And on TikTok at Pass the Wine Please, PLS.
And subscribe, share with a friend, and we will see you guys in season 3.
Bye.